Police are blocking off this portion of Pine Street behind me as they continue to investigate this triple shooting. I'm going to chalk it up to the weather. It's drizzling and it's very windy here at Gillette right now, but we Patriots fans can handle a little rain. This is nothing, so I expect there to be a lot more fans by the time the gates open.
We continue tracking developments from this deadly crash in Easton on Thursday.
He actually had to park across the street because this whole area was underwater. He says the water came up to here on the outside, but on the inside, about 6 to 8 inches of water flooded the apartments of 6 families, including these units right here at the ground level.
I know you grew up in Denver. You must have a little sympathy for Colorado Springs right now.
Sympathy? You know, I'm jealous. I'd love to see some of that snow.
Come
Obviously,
on.
I'm just kidding. No,
They're still looking into the cause of this fire, but if you look up to the second floor, you can see some damage outside of one of the windows, and that's where fire investigators believe the fire started. Some Scituate High School students hope by putting these stickers on liquor, they'll inspire good decision making.
Today, thousands of students across the Ocean State are putting on their caps and gowns with graduation day finally here.
A few dozen bus drivers are already starting to picket. I'm told they're going to be here 24/7.
We just learned that police are investigating what was an armed home invasion. It happened inside this white triple-decker behind me. You can see detectives are still here.
The scene just cleared a few minutes ago. Police had been here for more than 3 hours. That cruiser and the Jeep involved in this crash were both towed away from the scene, but the portion of Douglas Avenue behind me was closed to traffic in both directions for more than 3 hours.
Well, it's that time of year. Most of us can now switch over to iced coffee full time. But would you pay $75 for 1 cup of coffee? I sure wouldn't. San Francisco Roasting Company.
According to the police report, the victim and her 4-year-old son were familiar with the dog and its owner. They were feeding the dog treats when it lunged at their faces and didn't stop attacking until a police officer shot it dead. The Arruda family says they were in the right place at the right time, driving down Bay Street around 8 p.m. Friday when they heard screams for help.
Literally didn't even put the car in park, and I jumped out and started running over, and that's when we seen the dog attacking the mother.
Right in the head, and he was just like tearing her head apart, and she was like screaming, "Help me, help me, help me."
By the time they got to the scene, the woman's 4-year-old son had already been attacked.
He had a whole laceration from here down to his cheek. This whole piece was missing on his face. He was missing teeth. His whole eye was messed up. It was absolutely horrible to see.
The Arrudas kicked the dog and hit it with a rake, but it continued to attack. According to the police report, Officer Tyler Andrade fired his gun to stop the dog.
He went up to the dog, and he put his gun up to his neck, and he shot him twice in the neck. I mean, he had no choice. The dog had a hold of her head. I'm sorry, he had no choice.
Now, he's the one that was like completely the hero here.
Some neighbors in the area say they aren't surprised this happened.
It was a big pit bull. He was just loud and vicious, and you couldn't walk by the property without some sort of commotion.
Kaylin Arruda has been in touch with the victim, who says her son had facial reconstruction surgery at Hasbro Saturday night.
He's still in the ICU.
While police were at the scene, the brother of the dog's owner was arrested. Aaron Rigo is charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and interfering with a police officer. Rigo was held here at police headquarters overnight and was released Saturday morning. He's due in court on Monday. Reporting in Fall River, I'm Julianne Lima, Eyewitness News.
Annie Dorenzo is on a special Paris vacation with her mother. Their hotel is just a couple minutes down the road from Notre Dame. They had planned to wait until the end of their trip to go inside, but now they won't get to have that experience. Annie Dorenzo and her mother landed in Paris on Sunday. They snapped this selfie in front of Notre Dame the day before it caught fire.
We're actually staying like 300 feet from Notre Dame. It's really incredibly impressive. Like, you're right on the Seine River. So you're crossing over these bridges, and it's just this huge, massive, gorgeous monument.
Dorenzo had just settled in for dinner Monday evening when she heard sirens wailing outside.
It looked like it turned into a massive oven. When the spire actually fell, there was like the whole crowd gasped. Like everyone just was like,
They stood and watched the cathedral burn for about 2 hours before returning to their room. But later that evening, singing in the streets drew them out once again.
it was so beautiful. The people to the left of us, like a huge group, were just singing these beautiful French hymns. And it was a really heart-wrenching, beautiful moment of humanity.
Like the smoky smell that hangs in the air, the shock of what happened Monday night still lingers around Paris.
It's still crazy today. I mean, you're able to do things, but there's still a lot of police out. There's still a lot of areas you can't really go in.
But she says the spirit of Paris is stronger than the sadness.
As devastating as it is, it left you with really good feelings about the people and the strength of the city. They're ready to move, build from it and come up from the ashes of what happened.
Dorenzo and her mom plan to return to Paris once the cathedral is rebuilt so they can finally get the chance to go inside. I'm Julianne Lima, Eyewitness News.